Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video, and in this one we're going to be looking at the Hard Chargers DLC for EA WRC. So the Hard Chargers is the latest DLC, was released a few days ago. Comes as either a standalone DLC for around about £9. You can also get it if you've got the season pass for the WRC 24. It's got a total of 12 new stages in it, 6 new ones. Well, it's the usual WRC thing of one very long stage, which you can run either fully, in reverse, and then broken up into chunks, giving you basically 6 stages in total. Now we've got, and I am just checking my phone here, 6 new stages in Sweden. These are pretty much what you'd expect from Sweden, although I have noticed there's a lot more snowbanks in these. The lack of snowbanks was something that did understandably annoy people with the standard Sweden stuff, and the standard Sweden stages are quite old now. We've then also got 6 new stages in Greece. These are mountain stages. They are really challenging. Lots of water splashes, lots of hairpins, and very rough. My personal pick of the 2 locations would be Greece. I really like the Greek stages. They are very challenging. I'm not massively quick on them, but I really enjoy them. We've then got a total of 6 new cars in the game. We got the Hyundai i20 Coupe WRC 21, so that's the non-hybrid version. We've got the Ford Focus WRC 99. As a lot of people were concerned that this will be too similar to, I think it was the 2001 version that's already in there. Actually, it drives more than differently enough. And carrying on the Escort theme, we now have the RS1600 Mark 1 Escort, and again, it actually drives very differently to the Mark 2. The Opel Corsa Rally 4 and the Renault Clio Rally 4, so both entry-level front-wheel drive cars, both of them drive perfectly acceptably. We've then also got the Renault Clio Rally 3, which is all-wheel drive, a step up from Rally 4. And to join that, we've also got the Ford Fiesta Rally 3 from the base game. So this is kind of a sneaky extra one, similar to what they did with the Mini on the Le Maestros pack. So what we're going to do is the same as I looked at the DLC last time. I'm going to not attempt to talk and drive at the same time. I'm going to record myself on a stage and then do a voiceover for it. So we're going to be taking the Clio Rally 3 to one of the new Greek stages, and I'll see if I can avoid crashing, but let's give that a go. Okay, and here we are in our Clio Rally 3 in Greece. Now, before I go any further, one thing I forgot to mention in the intro is you also get 16 new moments with the DLC. They do use both cars and locations from outside the DLC, but they are attempting as much as possible to follow the theme, and they are some good solid moments as well, so really should have mentioned that in the intro. Right, on to talking a bit more about what we get for our money. Now, as I mentioned, you've got in Sweden lots of snowbanks, lots of high-speed stuff, much as you would expect in Sweden, and it is a welcome addition to the existing Swedish stages, because they were some quite old content, if I remember correctly. They do come from either Dirt Rally or Dirt Rally 2.0 in their origin, so it's good to get them. Now, Greece, definitely my pick, as you can see from the footage. Very bumpy, very tight, twisty, lots of tight turns, lots of hairpins, and a whole host of water splashes, and I just really like them as a result of that. In answer to the question, do I survive to the end of the stage? Well, the thumbnail may well have given that away, and the answer is no, but you'll have to keep watching if you want to see how I managed to spectacularly total my car. So there we go. I was doing quite well up to that point. Now, interestingly, we do, and I'm going to keep it in the footage. Oh, perfect timing. It did glitch. I do get this every now and again with EA WRC. It's not my system, in all honesty, because my system is, and I've checked my GPU, CPU usage, and it's not maxing out at any point on WRC. So it's, I think, a caching issue within the software itself. And I'm also running 32 gigs of RAM, so I don't think it's my system at all. But there we go. It normally only happens very rarely. It's not a common thing to happen at all. I just managed to catch it on video here, so I thought I would include it. Right, on to the general theme of the DLC, hard chargers. And as I mentioned in the intro, before this came out, and even when the content was announced, there were a good number of people quite rightly questioning whether it was as well themed as the La Maestro's DLC, the previous DLC. And I would have to agree, much as I do actually like this DLC, I don't think it is as well themed, and I go on to explain why as we start looking at the vehicle content. Now, in terms of the cars, the i20 WRC 21, I think, is a great car. As I said in the intro, non-hybrid version of the i20N, drives extremely well, and it's nice to have that as an alternative to the hybrid version from the current WRC era. Drives extremely nicely, as you would expect. I mentioned in the intro that the Focus 99 was different enough from the existing Focus that we have in the base game. In fact, if anything, it's a nicer car to drive. I really do like how it drives. We've then got the RS 1600 Mark 1, and this is, in all honesty, quite significantly different to drive compared to the Mark II. The Mark II is a significantly more stable car. The diff on it definitely is working better, so it's harder to recover than the Mark II, but it does look and sound great. Got to be honest, I actually prefer driving the Mark II, but it is nice to have the Mark 1 in the title as well, which is great. In terms of the Rally 4 cars, the Opel Corsa and the Clio, yeah, it's nice to have them in the game, but there's nothing spectacular about them. I'm being perfectly honest. These are the cars that I think really do struggle to justify a hard chargers tag on here. I think most people, when it came to a pack titled hard chargers, would expect some of the more powerful, quicker cars in here, and the Rally 4s, there's nothing wrong with them, but I just don't think thematically they fit as well with the title of the DLC. So I think that's a valid criticism some people do have. So it's interesting that we've got those in here. We then come on to the Rally 3 and the Renault Clio Rally 3. Now, as I say, they've put the Ford Fiesta into Rally 3 as well from the Junior WRC class, and that's not significantly different to the base, the base game version of that. But this little Clio that I am driving now, Rally 3, is absolutely fantastic. It is easily my pick, actually, of the DLC cars. And I say that just as I crash out with terminal damage and make the car completely unrecoverable. There we go. So we are going to skip over to some replay footage of it now. It's a great car to drive. It really is enjoyable. It drives fantastically, and I think really importantly, it sounds brilliant, particularly on the replays and from the external view. It does sound absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it would have to be my pick of the DLC content. Now you do also get a load more liveries. So just to recap, you've got basically 12 new stages, 6 in Sweden, 6 in Greece. You've got 1 new car class, Rally 3. You've got 6 new cars and 18 new liveries in there. So there is, and the 16 exclusive moments. So overall, do I think it is worth the £9? Well, for me, yes, because I bought the WRC 24 season pass, which, if memory serves me, was around about £25, and you got all of the WRC 24 content in that. You got the cars and locations for that, and you got both the the Maestros DLC and the Hard Chargers DLC. So in terms of that, I think it's excellent value for money, and the cars are absolutely great. Even the ones, as I say, the Rally 4s that don't quite meet the thematic tone of the DLC title, they're still great cars, and there's a lot of good stuff to include in here. I think the 16 new moments that you get are really well put together and work really well with the new content. So overall, I actually really enjoy this. As I say, my pick in terms of cars, easily the Clio Rally 3, love that thing, and probably the Ford Focus 99 after that. But there's not actually a bad car in the pack from my personal point of view. So yeah, that's my look at the Hard Chargers DLC. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, please do like and subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button to be notified when new content gets uploaded. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.